As an ultra runner, it's not every day that I have the opportunity to race in a marathon, let alone a world major. In 2023, I had applied for the Chicago Marathon through the lottery, and as it turns out, 2024 was our year. We got selected, so we flew out to Chicago and checked in at Sable Navy Pier. The views from this room were absolutely immaculate. A friend of mine, Kelly, who was also racing this year, is staying with me, but she won't get here till tomorrow. So we're gonna head over to the expo and check in. Not long after checking in, I got a phone call that Newton Running had sent a package, so let's open it up. We're in Chicago for the Chicago Marathon. I've got a package delivered from Newton Running. I vaguely know what's in here, but we're going to unbox it together. So both of these are existing models in new colorways, same specifications, no changes. So, oh, hell yeah. All right. Yes. Literally the Chicago skyline. So if you're at the expo, stop by the booth and pick one of these bad boys up. These are the Isaacs. It's a great long distance running shoe, very lightweight, made with the new Newtonium foam and the special XPS plate. You're going to love these. Also, it has our new redesigned lug system. I may run the marathon in these. Let's see what else we've got. 1, 2, 3. Wait! It's a damn good looking shoe. I'm shocked because I was not expecting a new carbon shoe. I don't know what to wear to the marathon now. I ended up choosing the Chicago shoes and then headed over to the expo. We had a shared booth with Commonwealth Running, a local running store here in Chicago. I checked in for the race, stopped by our booth, and said hello to some new friends. Most of our 2024 models were on full display at the expo, including the new Chicago Isaac 2s. We also had on display our lug action-reaction technology, along with our new CF1, the carbon racer. The expo had a lot of really cool displays, including this long wall full of tags that you could write and stick your own on there. Of course, we had to put a Newton Running tag on the Nike wall. After the expo, I grabbed some coffee and shot some content for the new carbon colorway along with the Chicago colorway Isaacs. Purchased literally the most expensive Powerade and water from a vending machine. It was all that was available and we needed it, so we took the electrolytes, paid $11 and went to bed. The next morning, I went to the Sprints Hat Shakeout Run. It was an absolute blast. Plus, everyone got a free hat. After the run, I grabbed some food from the coffee shop and then explored downtown Chicago and just watched all the fun race festivities that were happening all over the city. Was in bed pretty early, but Kelly had also arrived that night, so we snapped a pre-race photo and then headed over to the start. Javelina 100K is just 2 weeks after the Chicago Marathon, so the plan was to take it easy. I actually made a new friend, Donatas, in the corral. It's his first marathon. We both planned to keep a similar pace, so we decided to run it together. The Chicago Marathon is a flat and fast course. There really is zero elevation at this race. There are just a few bridges you have to cross over, and of course the tiny little hill at the very end, but for the most part, pretty flat and very fast. The energy was like nothing I had ever experienced before. I saw a few friends in the crowd, stopped, gave them hugs. I was just soaking it all in. One thing that is so nice about marathons are the aid stations. You literally don't have to hand carry or have a hydration pack, so I felt super spoiled out there on the course. For the most part, everyone was pretty respectful at the aid stations. I did see a few mishaps, and there were a few spots where it was crammed. Cups were absolutely everywhere, and it was a little slippery, so you did have to watch your step. The aid stations were pretty long, which made it simple to grab something if you couldn't make your way over. You're gonna find yourself cracking up at the Chicago Marathon. The signs were so creative. I was constantly looking around left and right, reading them, and motivation was high. Everyone just seemed so happy to be there and were celebrating the entire length of the race. At about mile 19, I got split up from my new friend, but continued to kind of just maintain that pace so I could meet my goal. Definitely started to miss the company and the banter as time went on. But it wasn't very long before I realized I was coming up on the finish line, and I knew that the race was about to come to an end. I would definitely come back to race the Chicago Marathon again. The energy was just so good here, and I had a great time. One thing I always forget to do is stop my watch at the end of the race because I'm always distracted with the post-race goodies and just the excitement of crossing the finish line. But today was not that day. I actually remembered to stop my watch and get everything right on track. At the end of the race, you do have to go through quite a long corral that's about 1.5 miles long, but you do get to pick up some food and other goodies along the way. I had some other friends that were here, so I tried to get out of the finish line area as quick as possible, grabbed some mac and cheese, but this is all they gave me. I was pretty sad about it. A little skimpy, and then Kelly and I took this absolutely terrifying bike ride back to the hotel. Once we got off of our roller coaster ride, we took some post-race photos, grabbed some pizza at the food court at the Navy Pier, and I got a round of seconds and then walked Louie. He was feeling inspired, so we went for a little jog, and that's a wrap on the Chicago Marathon.